We all have something in common in this room, every single one of us. Everyone in here has the ability to be emotionally reactive, which looks like this. It means we escalate situations to an unnecessary degree that are often unproductive. And the reason we do this is the way our brain processes things starts in the back and identifies things as either a threat or no threat. Then it goes to the middle part of our brain, attaches meaning and experiences and emotion to them, and then it gets to the front, which means rational thought is the last thing to occur in the brain. This chart says that after a study, only 2% of the things our brain worries about we can change and have control over. The other 98% we either can't change or it turns out better than we expected. So when we're under pressure and stress or going through change, we tend to react in three ways. We either get really controlling, we get compliant, or we protect ourselves. So what do those three things look like? And they're hardwired into all of us. Controlling looks like domineering, just as you see here. And it comes from a fear that other people aren't looking out for me. So I'm going to dominate when I think you don't have my back. So I need you to do things my way. Complying looks like this. It means I'm going to take on more work than I could ever sustain because I'm afraid if I don't, you'll fire me. Or if I don't do what you ask, you won't like me. And the pain of that rejection is too significant, so I take on more than what's sustainable. This is distance. Distance looks like arrogance. And it sounds like I'm the smartest person in the room, and if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, I'm not really interested in being in this meeting any longer. That's distance. And we all have these things wired into us. So when we don't react, that means we're doing a good job managing our fear. And it turns out there are 5 things that we tend to do that are leadership competencies when we're managing our fear and doing a good job of managing our reactivity. Number 1, we're authentic. We're sincere. We're genuine. And we're real in such a way that inspires others to follow us naturally without having to do a lot of work. Number 2, we focus on relationships first. In business, we tend to focus on outcome first, product first. When we're doing a good job of managing our fear, dare I say, we focus on professional love for each other. We could all use a little more love at work, right? We also mentor and develop. When we're out of our own way, when we're managing our emotions, when we're dealing with ourselves, we reach down and grab the people that are coming up behind us, and we treat them as a partner and a peer before they're there. And we make them feel like they're one of us and give them a sense of belonging. We also see things at a systems level, meaning we look at our whole organization and problem solve just as it is, an ecosystem. A system that's very complicated instead of solving problems out of fear. And then finally, we achieve results better. There are so many studies now that show us the more emotionally intelligent we are, the more results we achieve. The better our business success at work, and these two are celebrating about it. All of us are dealing with this internal conflict and alignment that says, how's my creative problem solving? How's my reactivity? What am I doing that's focusing on relationships, and am I really getting everything I need to done? And that inspires our sense of self and who we are. And all of us are dealing with this every day. So to get congruency, we have to align what we think and how we feel with how we behave. And if any of those are inconsistent with each other, we're not being as authentic as we could be. So the individual journey to becoming more emotionally intelligent looks like this. It's very introspective. It's time away. It's time looking at what's my reactive tendency, what's my creative strength in problem solving, and am I being an effective leader? At the organizational level, it starts with a willingness and desire to do things differently. And what I mean is do things differently in how we come across, how we lead, and how we treat each other at work. And it starts with love. Why is this important? Studies from the Leadership Circle have shown that the top 10% of performing companies in every industry are creative in those 5 competencies that I told you about tonight. Turns out the bottom 10% of performing companies are very emotionally reactive, and the leadership is not managing their emotions. Bottom line, if you are not managing yourself well, you can't accurately assess what you need as an individual and what your organization needs as a whole. That's the brain of a leader. Thank you.